It's your girl, Elizabeth Adela Shidi. All my friends that don't speak Yoruba and you'd rather have me speak in English, I speak both. But only bitalo me see there's a place that God has given me the job, the work, the consciousness. More realized me like one. I feel me like Balon she damini, Balon she die call. Ikani Ika. Bí wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ wùwà ló ṣe wùwà yẹn. Ìkànnì ẹ̀. A lot of men have gone to Nigeria to bring in registered nurses. Wọn ò ní wà degree wọn lẹ́wọ̀. And I work with a lot of Nigerians tán feel pé tèmi pọ̀ jù. But wọ́n láti máa rò bẹ́ẹ̀ ni because mi ò wáyé wọn. Ọlọ́run nìkan ni mo jẹ lógún. Tó o bá jẹ́ nurse in America, advanced countries where you have the privilege to have the tools that you need to do your job. Oh, wá fẹ́ fi tọkàntọkàn ṣe. Tó bá mi ṣiṣẹ́, màá retrain. First is the conscience before God Almighty. Next is the humanity in my heart. Kí n tó mọ̀ pé ibìkan náà láti wá, ibìkan náà èdèkan náà la jọ ń sọ. What I want to bring out today is iye àwọn ọmọ tó jẹ́ Africans tó tún wá jẹ́ Nigerians tó ń lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tá ń pàdé lórí unit. I was trained to respect those that have been in the profession before me. Mo rántí ngbà yẹn tá bá máa wọ orí unit by a máa ṣe sign of the cross ní ká tó wọlé. In gratitude ayé yín òun lẹ gbé wọ profession yìí. Anytime I see all those àwọn ọmọ àwọn ọmọ tó ń tí bímọ ẹ tí marry, but you've been lucky. You had the chance to focus on a career, on your lives, and kudos. Ẹ̀yin gbọ́n jù wá lọ àwa gọ̀, because either ká ti marry ká ti gbọ́rọ̀ ọkùnrin sórí àbọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ ká tó wá wọ profession yẹn, but you got into the profession ní any strings attached. Wàá wá rírú mi tí mo ti jẹ́ nurse for 20-something years. Tẹ́mi ò dẹ̀ ṣerú yẹn fáwọn tó ti jẹ́ nurse kémi tó jẹ́ nurse. Wà wá feel pé nǹkan tó kàn. Let me retrain your thoughts. If you're a young nurse, and you're lucky to have become a nurse before you've had a child, before you get married, may I introduce what is called responsibility and foresight to you. Ṣòro wo tó ń pa yẹn kò ṣe kó máa lọ fi rent high-rise building ní downtown anywhere that you live. Kò ṣe kó rò pé àwọn ìyá àti bàbá tó bí ẹ wọ́n ti wà tó àkèké ojú ń tiẹ̀ ò fẹ́ gbé wọn pọ́n lójú àwọn wèrè tẹ́jọ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó rò pé they matter to you. The truth of the matter is tọ́lọ́ ń bá bùkún ẹ tó gbọ́n as ọmọkùnrin àbọ̀mọbìnrin tó wá ń pa owó yẹn kó tó bímọ àbí kó tó níyàwó kó tó lọ́kọ. It is a time of preparation for you. Ṣòro owó tó ń pa yẹn tó fi ìpolè máa lọ fi gba high rise downtown yẹn irọ́ o wàá máa save ẹ̀. Ṣòro ètò fi máa lọ san $2,000 $3,000 iye kan ní Lekki ní downtown Houston, downtown Atlanta, downtown wherever the fuck you may be. O need láti tọ́jú owó yẹn. Ṣòwárí ìyá àti bàbá tó tó ẹ tó bí ẹ tán gba loan lórí ẹ tán hope lórí ẹ yẹn kò sí bó ṣe máa ṣe o máa need láti recognize wọn kò yẹ wàá máa wá help wọn bóyá pẹ̀lú $1,000 a month. Mi ò sọ pé kókó gbogbo owó ẹ fún as a registered nurse ṣọmọye tá n pa bí ṣe sọ nìyẹn. I'm not talking to the lazy ẹ̀yin yóò ó lè àfòbò jẹun aláìní tíjú ọmọ játijàti tó yẹ pé kàkà kó jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé fẹ́ lọ sí school àbẹ́fẹ́ kọ́ṣẹ́ olórí burúkú yín aṣọ ẹbí lẹ̀ ń bá kiri àti boyfriend and girlfriend tí ẹ fẹ́ kọ́ṣẹ́ rárá tó bá wá yá tán ẹ wá sọ pé I keep telling you money is very important. I'm not one of your stupid old aunties tó máa sọ fún yín pé kò máa ta àbí tí mo ní kẹ́ lọ fòbò àbókó ṣe. I'm not looking for you to be gigolos or prostitutes. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ káàárọ̀ òjìrè. You must work. You must have a skill set. You understand what I mean? You must have a skill set. Kò sáyé ìran gbọ̀nràngbọ̀n ayé ìgbà táyé tí ẹ̀ sì jẹ́ familete kí n tutọ́ ti kọjá. Right now it's reality. Kẹ́ ẹ tó ṣoge làwọn kan ti ń ṣoge. If you're a young lady in this world, you don't have kids and you're not married and you have money and you think it is the time to buy the latest Versace, the latest, no, you're going to need to save. Hey, are you in your 20s and you got lucky to have your senses right? You gotta have to save. You know why? Because your marriage will break. That guy that you're planning to marry is going to have to leave you and fuck you on your time of working. Money is always going to be a relevant resolver of issues. So, o ma need owó tó bá bímọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí obìnrin, ó ní iye weeks tó máa fún ẹ níbi iṣẹ́. Wọ́n lè fire níbi iṣẹ́, wọ́n lè fire ọkọ ẹ. A good wife knows to protect her husband. But a lot of you don't care. I should be married. Those are the things you think about. You never think about the downside of life. And when your parents try to tell you, Koribe, what if you get diagnosed? What if you lose your job? What if Okoto fail? What if? I know a lawyer. She was first a biotechnical engineer. She became a lawyer. You never know what situation you're going to go into. So to ba wala ti little shele to walk. That you have managed to make something out of your life. Yes, you know why I love Michelle? She said something, Mrs. Obama. She said, too many people give themselves a pat on the back too soon. Just because you're single and not married and you don't have kids doesn't mean you have to buy that latest Gucci. You need to save it because one day you are going to get married. First, you want to have the most exquisite wedding. You want to compete with Davido, even though your generation like mine doesn't even need to bother themselves because I work as a nurse. And I realized that what you need is a big heart. There are lots of systems, especially in a progressive world, where a lot of the things that are happening, you have to have the basics down in nursing. But if you have lost your heart, these people we take care of are not animals. They're humans. It doesn't matter the languages they speak or the life that they've lived. You must find the heart to love them and go with the compliance of the principles of your facility. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to have you for children because the young ones that I meet on the job are such a disgrace. You don't have respect for the people that have been in the profession before you. You don't have deep insight. You don't have passion. All you do is buy new uniforms, dress as if you are going for a fashion parade. If you're in your 20s to your 30s, even early 40s, don't be so mean and disrespectful. Recognize that something must have made all those people that are in their 50s and 60s be a little mellow. I always withdraw on the resources. Kintokuro, California, I'm going to make sure that I see Miss Angie Fuhrman. I've been a nurse before I met her, but she took me under her wings. They say nurses see they're young. I'm sorry, you're not my taste. I like steak or fish. I don't eat the young that are human. I'm one of the people that will teach you, that will work with you, and try to upgrade the knowledge you have. Because alone, if you're a Nigerian nurse and you meet me, or you meet the senior ones on the unit, you don't have respect. You're in your 20s, you see me almost 60 and you call me Elizabeth, because that's what people call each other now. The Chinese don't do that. The Filipinos still say Aite. They have more respect than you, and you're more jati. You think that money is everything. Money is the measurement of life. And you're like, that's why most of your homes are not happy. I pity the men that will meet most of these girls that are in the 20s and 30s. Atomo Karejire, Atomo Kedu, Atomo, wherever you are, wherever you come from, you need to be humble. God is taking a record of you. You bring your frustrations to the job. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ dọ́kọ lọ́kọ. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fi ẹsẹ̀ báyà yín. Then disrespect bàbá yín because ẹ ti ń pa owó. Right? Lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kankan rárá. You know technology, you know computers. Lo common sense, ẹ̀yin ọmọ jàtijàti ọmọ òṣì. Ìyá kan, bàbá kan ló bí yín tó fẹ́ jèrè yín. But when you come out here and you see people like me, 58, my 59 September, and Lanugbaga, you call me my name when you have a culture. Ọmọ tó bá sọ nínú ìyẹn gan-an pè mí ó sokùn yàkọ́. Mi ò rá wọn tó wà wájú mi fín. Wọn bí yàrá ya. Any of you ma correct ẹlẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ni. It is Miss Elizabeth to you. I have a right, even as a nurse, to tell you I want to be addressed. If you don't respect your parents at home and you disregard them because you make more money, you can't bring that fucking shit to the unit. I'm just saying, just because you're a registered nurse, an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, and you're a young Nigerian, we're going to start treating our fuck-ups out here. You understand what I mean? Respect. That respect your parents taught you at home, Toba. There's some of us that are in society that are ready to remind you. That you go downtown to rent a house, go for $500, $1,000. Kun owó tó máa relieve àwọn parents ẹ tó sáré lọ gbalé tó fẹ́ live big, ó sáré lọ gbé mọ́tò gbèsè ló máa pa ẹ́. You will end up like those same parents that you disrespect. We have to work together. You have to sit down and look at your family plan. That girl that you're crazy about, that boy that you're crazy about, one day can divorce you. What you have is your own. Build your own so that whatever you bring in will be an additional blessing, not a curse. There's nothing wrong in making money when you're young. And we applaud you for that. For getting it faster, quicker than we did. But that will be no excuse for you to be disrespectful, dishonorable. I don't care how much English you can speak. English is not a father's first language. It's not my native tongue. The Chinese don't speak as much English as an average African does. That's why we have broken English. It is acceptable too. So don't think because you speak British or speak American, that gives you a right to disrespect people. You rose on the backs of mothers that once hugged. You rode on the backs of parents that never lived the life that you're privileged to have lived. And the lessons are not showing. Education, teaching, respect for life will always be something that we cherish. So if you meet me in this journey as a professional, be aware that my first loyalty is first to God. If you don't know, ask me. I promise I'll cover your secret and I'll teach you. But we will never conspire to destroy a life or to pardon incompetency. Incompetency is not going to be because we're people of high esteem. Yeah, girl, Elizabeth Adela Oshodi. Àwọn kan tí ṣoge kẹ́ tó ṣoge. Àwọn kan tí ń lówó lọ́wọ́ kẹ́ tó lówó. Àwọn kan tí wà ní town kẹ́ tó wà ní town. OG, old legends, know that and know peace. So I don't care how much you make. I don't care what degree you have. Tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Káàárọ̀ Oòjíire, tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà, jẹ́ kó mọ̀ lára ẹ̀. Ṣorí ìyá tó ń wò yẹn pé wàhálà ti dààmú ẹ̀, ó dàbí yàrá oko kan, ó níbi tó ti ń bọ̀. Nítorí irú wọn àti nítorí irú yín ẹ̀yin ọmọ aláìgbẹ̀kọ́ lọ́lọ́run ṣe dá wa ta wà funky. I'm 58. Pray that by the time you're 58, you look half as good as I do. I know I look good. Tó bá dẹ̀ hate o máa hate me. But if you manage to be my manager, tọ́lọ́run bá fi ẹ́ ṣọ́ àwọn ìyá tó ń ṣe CNA, àwọn ìyá gbéyàgbéyà tó ń pàdé yẹn, I want you to show respect, to honor them gbogbo akọ́lá máa di master degree holder, gbogbo akọ́lá máa di lawyer, la máa di doctors. But don't disrespect, don't despise the days of fresh new beginnings. Ó lè má tó nǹkan tó fẹ́. Respect. Àwa ìyá Naija àti ṣìgàn àwọn ọmọ wa ò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Àgàgà àwọn ọmọbìnrin wa. Wọ́n kàn wá mọ́tò ńlá, wọ́n ń pawó rìn gidi, wọn ò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kẹ́ fòbò jóná. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kán sanná ní. Mo ṣe ń kúnlẹ̀ kọ́ àwọn tó jì mí lọ. I still respect them. What happened to you? Because you have a degree? You speak better English? You carry Versace, Mahori. What else do you carry? Judith? So you think that these old women that are struggling won't plan it, that I won't mosh it? That's how you blame your parents? Emma, that's all. Wow. Don't. Emma, gbeja yayin, gbeja babayin. Do you understand? Baba David and Daniel, ó ṣì ń pè mí lẹ́yìn ọmọ ẹ̀. A ṣì ń sọ̀rọ̀ à ń ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́. Bàbá tí ẹ ríra, bàbá fẹ́ra. When it comes to love matters, you can't use that to judge your parents. Let them work it out. If you can't be a peacemaker, butt out. Don't hate one for the other. Ẹ má gbèjà wa. Because the situation, circumstances, environmental rights and issues, ó yàtọ̀ síra wọn. A kì í ṣàwítán. I like to teach us the basics of life. But if you're a professional and you dare meet another Nigerian, ẹ kọ́ wọn, ẹ gẹ̀ wọ́n, but don't ever conspire to be less than your profession demands. You girl, Elizabeth Aderoshidi, I love you. Take care. Kó lè dá ni mo ń ṣe o. Kó lè dá ni mo ń ṣe. Mo dẹ̀ ń sọ fún yín, I don't care if you're younger than me. Tó bá pàdé mi lórí unit, bó bá pè mí lórúkọ, máa correct ẹ. Miss Oshodi to you. Miss Elizabeth to you. You understand? Because somebody yala ya to be ẹ, mi ò ní pè lórúkọ. Always cultural awareness. Wọ́n kọ́ wa lójoojúmọ́ in action. In the professions, l'America, you can never get a job without going through the discipline of cultural relevance. But the Nigerian girls, the younger ones in their 30s and the 40s and the 20s, even as much as we love you. And you're my life, if you meet me, my trainer, and I'll do it legally. You understand? I have a right to demand of you to call me Miss Elizabeth or Miss Oshodi. Aki Shegbe. Culture will always be part of it. Me, round to one, what you may feel. Don't get it fucking twisted. You understand? Good. We get one another. I love you. Goodbye. Iriel. Bye. This thing is a man who can kokeke. I'm buying so beshimajiria one more tebi. There's a part of the brain that needs to be consciously aware that we're obligated in certain areas. Te ba ke awon omo yi ju, won apoju yin je lola. I wonder why there's so many fights. Tí bàbá àbí ìyá bá kú, gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ tò sílẹ̀ á dẹ̀ dàrú. Because ẹ ti fọwọ́ kíkẹ́ báyé àwọn ọmọ yín jẹ́ tẹ́ pè nífẹ̀ẹ́. Nǹkan tó fi nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọ wà lọ́jà. Ẹ lè ra mọ́tò fún wọn. Ẹ lè ra Rolex fún wọn. Ẹ lè kọ́lé fún wọn. Kò ń ṣe kọ́mọ yín ṣe nǹkan burúkú kẹ́ wá ti bá bẹ́ kẹ́ni kọ́ má bá yín wẹnu sí kọ́ má bá yín bá wí. My son is there. Tó bá ṣe yín, ẹ jẹ́ kó tọ́ mi létí. Má ṣì bá wí. The discipline, word upon word, precept upon precept, ẹnu kì í kúrò lẹ́nu nǹkan tá a fẹ́ kó yé, tá a fẹ́ kó dá. Mo mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ mi ò sọ́tán ní òyìnbó. Because mi ò lè bójú ara mi jẹ́, ojú ta ara lé mi ojú òtí mi gan lójú òtí. Òun ni mo ṣe ń sọ lédè Káàárọ̀ Oòjíire. jẹ́ kí tiwa yàtọ̀. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ mi àtẹ̀gbọ́n mi bá ṣe lè máa jà tó, gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ pátápátá wọn ò lè sọ pé látòrí àǹtí Bọ́sẹ̀, gbogbo wọn àǹtí Rísí, gbogbo wọn kò sí ètò lè sọ pé wọ́n rí mi mo wẹnu sí wọn lára rí tìkúnlẹ̀ ni kò jẹ́ mí nǹkan kan. Ìyẹn ò bọ́ṣọ yìí ó fàṣọ yìí kún mi ni. I would always respect my elders kó bá jẹ́ pọ́dún kan. In fact, I just blow mind. I will respect those that are coming behind. Ṣé kúnlẹ̀ lọ́rọ̀ ẹ gbà máa bọ̀wọ̀ fún ẹ bá mọ́mọ́ tó bá fuck up máa treat fuck up ẹ. You understand what I'm saying? Respect. They say it's mutual. In my case, it doesn't have to be. I will respect you until you begin to disrespect yourself. And when I fix your fuck up, I'll make sure that I don't lose my respect. When you're laughing, what you can show me. For the rest of my life, orí pípé ni ṣì máa fi wo wèrè. I know where I'm coming from. I know what I've lost. I know perhaps what I'll never get unless through the grace of God. Respect yourself. Your respect doesn't have to be conditional. Your respect has to be permanent. Because it's about you. It can't be. Orí pípé la máa fi wo wèrè tílé ọ̀la máa fi mọ́ táyé máa fi tán. Because there's a way you can tell the people that are trying to spoil your gig to stay the fuck off without appearing to be as stupid as they are. Báwo ni? D-baby, show her. It is well. There has to be. There has to be a way to correct foolishness and craziness without actually becoming as crazy. Because if we can't tell the difference, then you lost. Emi ò kì í ṣe funky débẹ̀ yẹn, ọmọ oko ni mí tí máa fi kú. Orí pípé ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ àti òye kò gbúdọ̀ kúrò lọ́rọ̀ mi. Wèrè la fi ń wo wèrè. I am one that will never agree. Lè fi wèrè wo wèrè. Lè fi ìtọ̀ fọ ìgbẹ́. You understand what I'm saying? Orí pípé, inú dídùn, ìmọ̀ oore, ìmọ̀ra ẹni kò gbúdọ̀ kúrò tá máa fi kú. Lè fi wèrè wo wèrè. I don't care who says it. Mother Teresa can say the same thing tomorrow. I am bringing your minds back and saying it wrong because there's no madness in God. He's the God of wisdom. He's the El Shaddai, the King of kings and the Lord of lords, the great I am that I am, the one who is to come, the creator of the heavens and the earth, who killed his son that you might find salvation. Where does madness and insanity come into this? You have given in to the world. You are letting the devil win. It is not scientific. It is not logical. It is not cultural. It is not sane. It is absolute madness. Discipline, truth, honesty is how you overcome. Do you know the meaning of insanity? Do you understand what is called delusion? You say it because it sounds right. You say it because you need to get a check-off point. If you go with it, orí pípé, inú dídùn, ìmọ̀ra ẹni, ká sá, ká cancel, ká tilẹ̀kùn. That's how you go with it. Wèrè ni wèrè mama jẹ́. It means you lost your mind. You're crazy. You're mad. I'm not. I'm sane. I'm a child of the Most High God. Mi ò dẹ̀ ready láti kó èrè níbi tí mi ò ṣe sí. It has to be God's way. It says, you will inherit the wealth you did not take. That's up to him. Kò ṣe kí n fipá gbà. Mi ní báyọ̀ aláyọ̀ jẹ́ tí ilé ọ̀la máa fi mọ́. Let it be known and marked. Wèrè kọ́ la fi ń wo wèrè. Orí pípé. Ọgbọ́n níní. Ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run. Ìmọ̀ràn ara ẹni la máa fi wo wèrè tí ilé ọ̀la máa fi mọ́. Because wèrè is madness, insanity. It's a diagnosis, it's a disease. Ọlọ́run ò ní fi wèrè ṣe kankan nù wá. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ fi ń ṣe ẹ̀yẹ tẹ́ fi ń rẹ́rìn òun láyé yín ṣe ń bàjẹ́ sínú ẹ̀. You can use anything, Lord. You can use me. Ha! Take my hands, Lord, and my feet. You don't understand. You think it's a joke, right? Life is not a joke. It never has been, never will be. Ẹni títí ẹ ti bàjẹ́ ò ní bá tiwa jẹ́. Ẹni tí èṣù ti kó nọ́mọ́rú ẹ̀ kò ní jẹ́ tiwa. Don't make me get too emotional. I gotta go. You know, Elizabeth Adela Shidi, I love you. I love you. And parents in the 40s, 50s, 60s, ẹ má dúró dà wọ́n ọmọ yẹn. They are not us. They're not us. Ẹ jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ tó bá láàánú ṣó ẹ, but don't you ever depend on your kids. Create a community for yourself. Jáde lọ ṣiṣẹ́ títí mọ́ ibi tó fẹ́ gbé sí. Mi ò ṣeré o. I have a kind son, and he's 1 in a million. But I also have a mother, and it's not all of us ló láàánú. I think God blesses me so that I can be my mother's protection. Mi ò ní sọ́jú yẹn lọ. You go, Elizabeth Adela Shidi. Don't play with your futures. These kids will never be able to pay you back the way that you've given him as much. Know your realities. Tó bá jẹ́ pàní tètè máa lọ́ta, tó bá jẹ́ àgbálùmọ̀, ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tí ò dẹ̀jẹ̀ sí lórí rárá, ó lè jẹ́ olómàṣánú tó bá níwà tó dáa. Don't leave your prayers. Don't leave your prayers. God is still on the throne. You go. I love you. Goodbye. God bless. Share. Iriel.